8:38, Big 550, KTRS, Kelly Jackson, McGraw-Millhaven, and the publisher of Feast magazine, Kat Neville from Feast. Good morning, Kat.
Good morning.
Guess who we had on the show yesterday?
Kate Winslet?
No. Jacques Pepin.
You're kidding me.
Told you.
I've interviewed him before.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. He has a new book out, corresponding with his PBS series, which is almost as good as Feast TV. But watching him in the kitchen is like watching Albert Einstein in the lab.
He is the real deal.
Yes.
I mean, he was doing this work before there was all this, quote, celebrity, unquote.
Yes.
He does it because he loves it. It's his passion and his life's work, and it shows in just his professionalism.
Did you know that he was the chef for Charles de Gaulle?
No.
Yes. And he said, yes, but he's dead now. I said, yes, he is. Yes, I certainly understand that. But did you also know that Howard Johnson's asked him to be the master chef for Howard Johnson's?
That would have changed that would have changed a lot of things.
Didn't know they would have fried clams. If
he's the best. I agree. His recipes are so simple to make and so easy to make and so good.
Food does not need to be complicated to be good.
No,
and
I
think
great.
that the longer you're in the culinary industry, the more you realize that simple food, very often with the best ingredients, is the best kind of food.
And he said on the show the other day, he said there's nothing beats a loaf of French bread and cold butter.
And a really good runny bloomy rind cheese.
All right.
I like to with that French bread.
Fair enough. All right, good. All right, Kat Neville from Feast magazine. You have a couple of restaurants for us.
Of course.
Fill us in.
Okay, I have two spots that are really adding to kind of the vibe on Cherokee Street, which just over the past couple of years has really expanded and grown as all of these wonderful, independent, very young places, hip, very, very hip spots have moved in. And so the first one I want to talk about is an awesome, tiny nano brewery that has recently announced that it is going to be expanding. And you should definitely visit it now while it still is its tiny self. It's Earthbound Beer, which is currently at 2710 Cherokee. And they're known for, quote, weird beer, unquote, which... Funnily enough, when I was growing up, my dad would always be like, I want the weirdest beer that you have. When he would go to a place, before craft beer was a thing, he would just be like, I want the weird beer. The Leinenkugel has the weirdest name. I'll have that one. So anyway, that has nothing to do with Earthbound. But so the folks that are behind Earthbound they're really doing creative and interesting beers. A lot of the ingredients that they use are foraged. And just to give you a sense of what they have on the menu right now a Malab ESB, which means extra special bitter. But Malab is this Middle Eastern spice that's very often used in pastries. It has this warm sense to it, and it's very, very rarely used in the U.S. And so seeing that they have this, they've brought it back. It was something that they had a while ago when they first launched, and it's according to their website, it is a full-bodied and sessionable beer with an amazing aroma from the pits of the St. Lucie cherry, which is Malab. So it's really, really interesting. So they're using some of these crazy ingredients, and then they have a lavender pilsner. Lavender Braggot, Braggot, and it's a Pilsner malt with this very delicate kind of lavender aroma. Ooh. And they have a Black Wit, which is obviously a wheat beer. And if you've never had a Black Wit, which you probably haven't, you really should try it. A lot of times people associate black beers with very, very heavy beers, but this actually is very light. It has coriander and orange peel in it, and then it does have a little bit of a light roast coffee. So a lot of times when you think of like coffee stouts, you have these very heavy, kind of wintry coffee beers. But here with their Black Wit, it almost is it has that acidity of coffee, so it brightens it up, and so the kind of that dark color is almost deceiving, which is really fun. So they're doing really creative stuff, and it's very different than anything else that you're seeing. So on to the expansion. They're only moving 100 feet from their current location, and so right now they're at 1,000 square feet. They can seat 32 people. It's
Wow.
tiny. And they are a nano brewery, but they're going to be relocating to a space where they can seat like 230 some odd people, 8,000 square feet. They're going to be implementing a canning line. And it's just really exciting for me to see how these like small places can open up, get enough of a following. They're doing excellent, really interesting, noteworthy work, and that is allowing them to expand. And to me, that's the essence of what this kind of craft and maker economy is all about, is that you do good work, the audience then follows, and it just expands what's happening in the city. So
2710 Cherokee.
Currently,
and it's going to be 2720.
Yeah, so 2724. That's exactly what it's going to be. You're right.
Earthbound Beer on Cherokee Street, 27th and Cherokee. What's number 2?
Number 2 just opened, and it's Bird and Barrel, BYRD, not BIRD.
Okay, Bird and Barrel.
Bird and Barrel, and it's at 3422 Jefferson, so just south of the Cherokee Street turnoff.
Right.
3422. Okay.
Yes, and it is in an old Popeyes. And it is
exactly where it is.
It is a fried chicken joint in like the most hipster and modern and cool of ways. And again, using really spectacular ingredients to create approachable, like awesome, just you want to eat it food. So their fried chicken is available by the piece. It's buttermilk fried, so they brine it. And I left it in my bag over behind me, but I have a couple of rubs for you guys. One is their gourmet rub, and the other one is the wing rub. And they have a few dipping sauces that they make, like a sweet chili honey, a maple mustard ranch, of course, to go with that fried chicken. But on top of that, they have this one appetizer starter that I had actually last night. It's this roasted cauliflower with a salsa verde and a peppadew, which is a little pepper, a peppadew aioli, and some crushed cashews. Really delicious. They also have fried cheese curds that are served
Who
with
doesn't
this.
like fried cheese curds?
I love fried cheese curds. I mean, fried cheese. Hello, welcome to America.
Not to love.
Yes, and they have like this hot pepper jelly kind of dipping sauce. They have they do a lot of in-house pickles, of course. They have a Southside poutine that I've not had yet, but I really want to try. It's tater tots with smoked chicken, cheese curds, and then you have gravy, either a mushroom gravy or a chicken gravy and some chives. They have a bunch of sandwiches, and the one that I thought was really fun is called the Tickled Pickle. And what they do is they take a big kosher pickle and they hollow it out and they stuff it with a hot dog. And that hot dog is from Circle B Ranch, which I've mentioned. So I'm talking about like you're kind of like marrying the high and the low, which is very, very current. And then it's encased in corn dog batter and deep fried.
What's that called?
Exactly.
What's it called? The pickle wickle?
The tickled pickle. And it's really fun. And it is
the tip.
Good Lord.
Really? Seriously? It's
Can you
outrageous.
say that on air?
What?
He did. I don't think that you can do that legally. Anyway. On to more things.
Yes.
They also have the Mother Clucker, which is fried chicken.
You can't say that on the radio.
Caramelized onion, Provel cheese. There's Provel on this menu, and I love that they are doing that. They're not afraid to showcase our hometown cheese because they also have it in their mac and cheese. It's a Provel bechamel, and it's topped with crushed red hot riplets. Yep.
Everybody was thinking it. I just said it. I just went on the record. Bird and Barrel, 3422 Jefferson. Yep. It's a fried chicken, but it sounds like it's more than that. It's got a whole bunch of...
and it's got a drive-through. I think I mentioned that.
Oh.
So the drive-through has a smaller menu because some of these things take more time.
Right.
They definitely have a
drive-through. Can you get the pickle wickle at the drive-through?
They don't do their sandwiches in the drive-through.
Go at Park and go in and get the pickle wickle.
And they've got like all their beers are in cans except for one tap handle from Four Hands, and they've got whiskey and small wine selection.
Beautiful.
It's really, really cool. So go.
Earthbound Beer, 27 Street in Cherokee, and Bird and Barrel, 3422 Jefferson. Quickly, FeastCom. What's going on?
The new Southern-inspired issue is out with that Circle B Ranch feature that I mentioned. And we have our next Taste and See, which is going to be October the 16th, also in the Public Media Commons. And this time I expect to see both of you there, and I'm saying it live on air.
I will.
When is it again?
October the 16th.
October 16th. We'll go. We'll bring the house down. We'll party.
Yes, we will.
But this time it's local spirits and Southern foods. So it's going to be Southern, which we've talked about, fried
Yes.
chicken. It's going to be
That works.
juniper. It's going to be sugar fire.
That works.
It's going to be Wood Hat and Still 630 and Pinckney Bend and all these awesome spots. You've
I'm
got
in.
to come. La Patisserie Chouquette, great food and
Mark
great
my
drinks.
calendar.
All the information, feastmagazine.com.
Yes.
Thanks, Kat.
Thank you.
848, Big 550, KTRS. Let me tell you about